Well, hello. We're going to the dark side today. I'm going to do a chart analysis because I've been asked to. Let's roll the intro and find out. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy trader. And as you can see, I'm in honor of Star Wars this week because it's May the 5th, Day of the Sith. Yesterday was May the 4th, and here's my little Princess Leia. How good is she? Yes, Princess Leia, because we live in the original Star Wars. Thank you very much. She is the supplier of coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes the coffee, and especially when it's in his Star Wars mug. But kidding aside, what I'm trying to do is show trading in the real world, because that's how I make my living. Trading is my job. And I get asked questions time and time again. And I was asked in one of the comments by Raphael what I thought of the Euro Aussie this week. Now, whereas I don't like to give trading predictions because I don't particularly like trading for anybody but myself, I'm happy to analyze the chart and give you some pointers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the chart down and show you the sort of things that I look at when I'm going to make a decision on a trade. So if you like all that sort of thing and trading is what interests you, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you like all of this stuff. And if you do have a question, please drop it in the comments below or find me on my blog. All my contact details are there, and I'll happily try and put you in the right direction. So let's have a look and see what this is all about. Well, the first thing I do whenever I'm going to analyze a chart is I like to work out the strengths first. Okay, and a good website that I use is Finviz. So I'll just jump onto the screens and I'll share you and we'll go through it. So bear with me. Okay, guys, so I've pulled up the Euro Aussie. And like I say, the first thing that I do is I look for strengths. And I do this whether I'm day trading or swing trading. And this is based on a swing. And Finviz is a great website, free to use. And it's got God knows how many different things in it. But if you're looking for the news, it has a good news tab. So you can see everything that's going on. But for this exercise, I'm only interested in this one. So straight away, what this is telling me is the Aussie's up and the Euro is down. Nice and simple. I mean, it's a great visual representation of what's going on over the last day. So once I've figured this out and I can see it, you know, that's quite a decent move up, quite a move down. I then work out a number of my own calculations, and I do that through going through all the charts, looking investing.com, whatever. And I'll sit and I'll work out the strengths. Now, that's where I think the Aussie is sitting on the way that I do it. And there is the Euro. So as you can see, the Aussie is a damn sight stronger than what the Euro is at the moment, which correlate from that website I've just been looking at. But it's not the only thing I look at. I also want to see what the change of strength's been over the course of a few days and a few time frames. And I can see the Aussie is increasing and the Euro is decreasing, which will probably explain why there was a massive dump on the Euro this morning. So I've now got an idea in my mind of what's going on, but you can't use that simply as your trigger. All that does is it gives you a bias that there is movement, and that is it. Whatever decision you make must come from the chart. So that's what I'm doing. I'm always thinning things down. Now, I've watched lots of these analysis videos on YouTube, and all they ever do is they'll go out to a daily, they'll go, yeah, there's a downtrend there, see a downtrend, there's a support level coming in here, I'm expecting that to go there. They tell you nothing. They really do. They tell you absolutely jack up. They're just making it cinematic and washing through. And you don't actually get to understand the mechanics of the chart. And I can point the finger at who does it, but there's no point. I'm not really into that. But what we're going to do here is I'll show you how we do it. I already know what my theory is. You know, the Aussie's strong, that's weak, so the chances are it's going down. But you need to understand why it's going down. So what we do is we come out onto the monthly, and the monthly chart shows you a good overview of what's going on. So you can see it's been steadily increasing. There was a massive drive up here, and then down it came, followed by an engulfing, just telling you there's a lot of pressure to the downside. And then you have this formation here. Everything's pushing down, but we're at the beginning of the month. So this candle isn't really relevant at the moment because we've got all months to go. But if you look at that, yes, that slammed up and slammed down, but this candle here was actually pushing up, long tail wick to the bottom and going that way. So you have to think, is this a correction or is it going short? You know, because trading is all about just looking for clues, and that's all we do as traders. We just look for clues. So while I'm looking at this, I'll then put in some levels around where the price is. And if you look at the price, it's quite interesting because it's actually flattening out. So again, that tells me this isn't clear cut, right? But let's put some levels in and we can start seeing what we're going to be working with. So that's pretty defined level there. All right, I'll just change the color. Okay, see, plenty of touches. So we know that's quite defined. The next one above it was way up here. So there's a lot of free air here, and I don't like that too much. You can't make a decision of it. So pull your chart back to when the price was last there and see how far we're going back. We're going back 2005 through 2008, you know, but look at the price. It pretty much respected this area quite strongly. So draw some new levels in. There's a good turning point. And the reason I use a line chart rather than candles when I'm looking at levels is because you can see clear, defined turning points. It's based on the close of a candle, and it doesn't take into account the wicks. What it's taking into account is who actually won the battle at the end of the candle, and that's what you should be interested in. Okay, so we'll just put these levels in. There's the price line. In and around the price. You don't have to go happy mad. You just need to be in and around the price so you can see what's going on. Now that's a different picture. There's your trading range just there. Let's drill this down a little bit. See if we can make a little bit more sense. So we know that this range here, we need to be back to 2008-ish. Here we are. So what happened in this zone around there? Because we're looking at this zone. Let's tighten it up a bit. There was a turning point right in there. Okay, so drop the yellow in. You can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's quite key. It's quite strong. Is there anything underneath it that will be key? Well, there is there. there, there. So again, just put an extra one in. That's it. Okay, drop it into a daily. And then spread it out so we can see what we're looking at. Put the candlesticks back on. Right, now this paints a different picture. Indeed it does. So if I'm looking at this, I'll just drill it down so we can see the overall picture. I do think it's going down. You know, there's a lot of strength to this downside. But overall, it may well be going up. Okay, take back out your weekly. You see, for all it's a level, the incline is up, so it's steadily growing up. This is into current affairs. Prices do correct themselves. But look at this. All right. If you've had a strong drive down and the market's pushing up, it'll try and correct and it'll go to 50%. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a fib on and we're going to see if this thing can retrace back. Now we'll start at the top of the body to the body, and it gives you a clear target line here. Okay, it's not perfect because we're not looking for pip perfect. We're just looking for a rough idea of where it may come back to. There, all right. Because a strong directional move will retrace 50%. That's a strong directional move, and we have to decide whether what's happening at the moment is a retracement on this move or whether it's going to continue to go down. Personally looking at it, there is a good chance it's going to try and come back up and then go down. So it'll be 1, 2, and then down further. And this is over the course of the coming weeks. All right. So from a swing trading perspective, that's what we'll be looking for. And as we said earlier, when I was looking at the charts, the strengths weren't one-sided. You know, I like to see one double the strength of the other. And it's not at the moment. But it could be when it's up there. So I'd have a tendency to wait for this to creep up to here. So you're looking maybe a week's time, roughly. Okay. But if you were day trading it, you take it down onto the 4 hourly, then you start looking at these zones here. All right, because there's movements in each time frame. And as you can see here, huge drive up. It's coming down, but it's been selling, 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 selling. That has to stop. It can't go on definite. It's found a level, and now it's starting to bounce off it. So if I was going to short this, and I'm doing it on a day trading, I would be looking at this level here, this one. Okay, I'll drop it down to an hour so you can see it a bit more clearly. All right. Because look at the makeup of the candles. Yes, strong drive down, indecision, big engulfing on an hourly. So that's a lot of time for pressure to buy, and it's pushing up. There's going to be 2 areas to look at, sort of the middle of this zone and here. But personally, I'll be looking at this level here, 16,898, for a bounce to come back down, to go back up. It's roughly. And like I say, I don't like giving trade predictions. I just like to trade what I see. And that's what I see here. Strong drive down, running out of steam, starting to move up because it has to correct itself before it goes on its journey. And then see what happens here. You know, and if you're a little bit concerned, look at your RSIs. And as you can see, it's massively oversold on a standard 14. Just adds weight to what I'm saying. Whereas that says it's going down, it's going to be going up first. So just a few ideas, but that's how I break a chart down. And then I'll watch it and see it, and I'll work off zones. So I hope that kind of makes sense of sorts. And trading is as simple as that. Trade what you see, not what you think. Okay. And at the moment, I see that going to this zone. All right. And then I'd make my decision once it gets here based on the facts at hand. All right. So trade well, stay safe, and remember, do what you love, and the money will follow. I'll see you on the next one.